There's some massive protests underway at the G20 Summit. They were expecting these, obviously. About 100,000 protesters expected in this one, the Welcome to Hell protest. As you can see the sign there, a hardcore anti-capitalist protesters in alliance with them trying to march into the city center area. Now, there is an official ban on rallies in and around the conference center. So about 20,000 police on hand brought in to secure the area. They've got water cannons. They had to use some of those the other night just to get some people out of an area where they weren't allowed to camp overnight. But obviously a very different greeting from President Trump than he had in England yesterday when he arrived in Hamburg, Germany today, and for the other members of the G20. As you can see, the police there marching in between in riot gear, obviously, as those protests are getting underway. Didn't look, there was a lot of movement from the crowd, but now it looks like the police either are getting sort of lined up in a different area where they want to be, or just trying to maintain the huge masses of people that they have there. And these are groups that have been there before. They say the G20 has failed to solve the issues that threaten peace, issues like climate change, which obviously President Trump, including that Paris Agreement, raises again among the world community and on this world stage. One of the group's leaders talked about President Trump representing the ugly face of capitalism, that his disregard for women's rights and immigrants mobilized even more forces. You can see a Black Lives Matter sign there among the crowds. And now, unclear if that's maybe some of the water cannons that they've had out there and trying to keep these crowds at bay. But obviously there is some police action there within these crowds in Hamburg, Germany. The G20 Summit, again, just getting underway. And you are watching protests in Hamburg, Germany, site of the G20 Summit this week, where world leaders are convening. It's Germany's second biggest city. Police trying to contain some of the protesters. Obviously, you see a lot of them moving quickly. We heard like shots before. No idea, but assuming that may have been tear gas, as we can see some of the gas around the area. But police were prepared for this. They brought in extra reinforcements, about 20,000 on hand, because they were expecting about 100,000 protesters. You may have seen the zombie protest yesterday where people painted themselves in clay. This one is the Welcome to Hell protest, and it was organized by an alliance of several anti-capitalist, anti-globalization protest groups. Angry because they say the G20 summit and the G20 leaders have failed to solve the issues of the world. President Trump arriving there earlier today got to see some of this as he first came into the city. They've promised massive protests like this, as you see obviously a lot of movement of the protesters to different areas. They've already had to sort of contain some of the crowds using water cannons yesterday. Now today's event getting a little bigger. They were relatively calm and nonviolent protests is what they saw yesterday. The city police, though, are skeptical, not believing that it will remain that way. And as you can see now, police clashing, it seems like, with some of the protesters and people trying to get out of that area. As I said, you can hear the shots if you listen.
Polizei, aber ist eine reine Eskalation. Zu weit zurück, sonst riskieren wir